for this beautiful afternoon that you blessed us with, Lord, and we thank you for the rain that you provided for us yesterday. Lord, we come once again to discuss the issues that are important to this organization. We ask that the decisions that we make are pleasing in your sight. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, that brings item number 2, the approval of the minutes from the January meeting. Everybody had a chance to read these prior to the meeting. Any questions? Any changes? Any additions? Do I hear a motion they be approved as presented?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, raise right hand. That would be unanimous.
I get up and make coffee every morning. I put ice in mine and I put my wife's in the microwave for 36 seconds. Then it gets 5 minutes later, come give me more hot coffee.
I think they did, yeah. I like it. I don't know. It's been right here for 35 years.
Well, you just make some nice coffee and maybe you could work. Want me?
Good.
Good.
I mean, I never said I cut my hair this time.
Okay, that brings us to item number 3, divisional reports. John?
Okay, with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to just hit some of the highlights. However, there are several. One of the things that we have noticed and have received several calls regarding the higher than normal heating bills this month. We had unusually cold weather the last part of December and pretty much the entire month of January and so far in February. As we discussed last fall around the planning meeting, the price of natural gas has gone up quite a bit. We are working with customers to try to help them as the bills come in. Also, we are continuing to deal with supply chain and inflation issues. Every single department, the materials, the supplies, the things that we use every day, number one, are becoming very hard to get, and number two, if we are able to obtain things, the price has gone through the roof, basically, to the point where typical things, Robbie was telling me just yesterday, let's see, we ordered pad mount transformers, the big green boxes that sit outside. Let's see, we ordered them last year. They were $6,400 each. We ordered 6 this year, or last year, and we wanted to order some this year. They've gone from $6,400 to $11,000.
Double the price.
And that's just a very small. That would be a transformer for probably 3 houses. So, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on, but that scares me when we talk about all the new subdivisions and things like that coming to town. Anyway, the management team participated in a joint meeting between the South Carolina Association of Municipal Power Systems and PMPA down in Columbia, where we had time to discuss with the legislative delegation some of the state infrastructure funding programs that are going on right now. I think we had some very successful meetings with Senator Verdon and Mark Willis about some of the money that is coming available there. I'm optimistic that perhaps we'll be able to tunnel into some of that money and use it for some of our projects around here. Also, we have started promoting a broadband survey of our customers. We posted this on our Facebook page. And then I think I've talked to several of the media outlets regarding this. We are not getting into the fiber business. We are assisting the city with this survey to see if there is a need in the city of Laurens for better, more economical access to the internet. We understand from Mayor Sin that there is some federal money that may be available to South Carolina, and we're hoping to Laurens to improve the level of internet service. So we encourage everyone to participate in that survey. It only takes a few minutes, and what they ask you to do is do a speed test on your internet and then submit that through the survey. And then we've got a consultant that is putting all that together, and we will take that information and see if those funds are available to the federal government. So that's kind of where we are on that.
Will that be cheaper than charter?
Possibly, yes, sir. Possibly better and less expensive. If we follow, the city of Newberry put in fiber 3 or 4 years ago, and their internet that they installed was a good bit cheaper than all of the competitors around. So we would kind of, if we were successful in getting this money, we would work with the city and other telecommunications organizations to try to bring that at a less expensive price. I think Keith, Blake, and Will participated in an Upper Savannah program that focused on water and sewer grants. You know, as you probably are aware, there's a lot of money floating around, and we're doing the best that we can to try to obtain some of that money for our water and sewer projects around town. In the Water and Sewer Division, as you know, the Laurens County Water and Sewer Commission has been our largest water customer over the years. However, they have started up their pumping facility at Lake Greenwood. Their normal flow is around 1 million gallons a day. Now they're pumping less than 500,000. I think it's gotten as low as 300,000 gallons a day. And eventually that will go to zero from what I understand. So I'm just reporting that to you. We did receive preliminary approval from the South Carolina Rural Infrastructure Fund that we should be receiving a $50,000 grant to make repairs on the Todd Avenue sewer line. As you recall, there is a section about 100 feet that crosses a creek that the piers have washed out on it. And the repairs to that were going to be around $70,000. So we reached out, and they think we're going to be able to get $50,000 of that reimbursed through the rural infrastructure program.
When you say washed out, I mean, it's separated from the main?
The piers, the foundation of the piers washed out. I mean, the main's still there.
It's still intact.
We've got a temporary fix, so it's not in any danger, but it's a temporary fix. It needs to be a more permanent fix. We are continuing to work on the rural infrastructure grant that we received, $500,000 to rehab the sewers. I think we have put that out to bid. We're going to be talking about that in just a little bit too. The winter storm, I think they called it Easy. I don't know why they name them these days, but the storm that we had, we did have approximately 2,000 outages. The majority were less than 4 hours. And we did submit, the cost of that restoration was about $22,000. And we did submit that to FEMA for possible reimbursement. I understand Laurens Electric had quite a few into the hundreds of thousands of dollars that it cost them, and they submitted theirs to FEMA, so we submitted ours too. Obviously, ours was much less than theirs, but Anyway, we'll see if we receive any funds from that. Unless anybody has any questions about any of the other items, that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. That brings us to item number 4 in the public forum session, and it looks like tonight we actually have some guests. Welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to speak? No. Well, you're allowed 5 minutes. If you would like, you can stand up, give us your name, and we're here to listen.
My name is Audrey Hampton. I live 200 Oakwood Drive. I received a power bill that came in $655. Over $500 was electricity. And I'm like, I don't understand why my bill is going up so much because I'm rarely home. I don't use that much electricity. I keep my thermostat on. I got a little bowl this year and put it on 70. Normally I keep it on 68. So my bill kept in. I was like, surely when next month. Last month came in 470. You know, last month. And I was like, well, I pushed it down to 68. Surely this month would be lower. Came in even higher. And 68 degrees, my furnace blow out cold air. It's like having on the air conditioner. So my son, he came in, you got the AC on? I said, no, that's the week. It's on 68. He said, well, you might want to turn that off. I said, you know what, let's try it. I just turned it off because circulating cold air through the house is not doing me any good. It's not keeping me warm. I walk around pretty much like this all day, all night when I'm home, which is rarely. I'm only at home at night because I work a lot. So I just want to understand why my power bill is so high. I came to one of these meetings once before. My power bill came in $900 and some odd. Then the next month, after the meeting, it was sliced in half. Don't change anything. I don't change anything. It was sliced in half. So I just need to know what's going on with my bill because I have the storm window. You know what I'm saying? Keep my bill down. I'm trying my best. I am a single homeowner. And please explain to me why my bill is coming in that high. I cannot afford that. And so I called CCW and asked them, could y'all help me work up my payments or something? No, what you can do is give me 7 days. And it's not. Okay, so I'm like, that is not really a big help to me because I have a mortgage, a power bill, insurance, you know, all my other utility bills I have to pay. And I'm not making that kind of money. So I just need to know what I need to do. What can you do to help me get this bill down? Because I'm not using that kind of power and I'm not understanding why my bill keep going up.
Man, when you say power bill, you talking about gas, you heat with gas, I'm assuming.
No, I'm electric.
Oh, electric.
Yes, sir. Only thing, my gas bill is like $20, $19, you know. Because the only thing that does, my gas bill is hot water.
What's your address?
200 Oakwood Drive, Lawrence.
How old is your house?
And y'all have been out and check, you know, check the meters, you know, but one thing I haven't been doing is going out there and checking that meter myself. I haven't been doing that, but I'm going to have to start doing that to see if our numbers match, to find out what's really going on with it.
How old is your house? Is your house insulated well?
That house is built back in the 80s. It is an old house.
One of the things you have when you're heating with electricity, once the outside temperature goes down below about 35 degrees, your heat strips are probably coming on because the heat pump can't keep up with the cold air. And that's probably why you're feeling like air conditioning is coming out of the vents. I'm not saying anybody could do this right now, but one option is to possibly in future, if you need a new heating and air system, is convert. Of course, gas is going up, so, but when you had that high bill back several years ago when it was $900, we had a room slam full of people here that year, and that was one of the same things that happened then, is your heating system couldn't keep up with what the cold temperatures were outside. And then you said the bill went dramatically down the next month. Well, part of that was because the temperatures went back up the next month, and so that reduced your bill significantly the next month. So outside, if you look at the average temperature for the month, that determines a lot of what your power bill is going to be, unfortunately, So I had a high bill this past month myself, just because, but I'm heating with gas, so I was probably a little more efficient than if I'd have been heating with strips on a heat pump. So.
Well, I've also spoke with my neighbors to see what their bills looking like. They look nothing like mine, and they thermostat on like 72 and 74.
So a lot of that can be with what are they heating with gas or electricity, and how well their house is insulated. I'm not saying yours isn't. Just those are just different factors from house to house. So,
would it help if we were to work with you and send somebody out to your house to kind of take a look and see if just what's going on?
You can send them out there, but it's come out several times before, so send them on anything that can, whatever it takes to get my house where it need to be and get that power bill down. I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Man, you have duct heat, right? Not baseboard heaters in each room. You got duct that comes in.
Yeah, they're on the, wall and at the bottom.
Do you change your filters?
No.
That might be your problem right there.
I have changed them, but I would change them like every 6 months.
Yeah,
You need to change them like every 30 days. Change your filters, because that plays a part in your AC unit. At least 30 to 45 days, you have to change your filters in your house.
Before you leave us with your phone number, and we'll work out a time that, convenient for you, that we can come out and do just an analysis and see just what's going on.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Jake Thompson. About the same scenario. I live in the Wattsville area, the poor area. That friends that I know, they had to move because they couldn't afford CPW. I live in a little small gingerbread house. I meant to bring in my picture. My house can sit in here. I got paperwork. I spent thousands of dollars to get new windows, insulate my whole house. I did everything y'all asked me to do, and that make me mad because everything that in my house, even under my house, I just got to put that black tape. I forgot the name of it. Black roll from the front to the back. You can't see no sand or anything up under my house. Everything is nice and clean, and it's supposed to help me with the heat too. It don't work. I'm tired of wearing my onesies all year long. Long sleeves all the time, because I keep it on 6 to 8 like you asked me. And my ducts is on the floor, and I do change my filter every 30 days, because I walk right by my vent, so I don't miss it, because I see it every day. So every 30 or 40 days, I put a new vent in. And when the air come out on 6 to 8, you can put your hand right here, so long, when you get up here, like air conditioning. So it keep my whole house cold. And then I talked to another neighbor, he called David, and he lived in that big house, he's my friend. He said, because my, year before last, my light bill was $777 in a little gingerbread house I had one bed. He said, my God, Betty, what's going on over there? Because that's ridiculous. And most of the people in the Wattsville area said the same thing. Light bill, then how can I get somebody for Christmas? Christmas, we want some lights and stuff in Wattsville. Who I talk to do that? Anybody know? The county or who?
The city.
The city? Paying light bill, I think we need to have Christmas decoration, everything in Wattsville like Lauren. If I gotta pay the bill, I want something beautiful too. Thank you.
What's your address, ma'am?
202 Wright Street.
Right.
That's county.
I raised on the other side of the mill.
That's county.
Okay. My street, right up.
Yeah, you live over there?
No, I did.
Yeah, I know you.
I walked to Ford School for 12 years.
I done did everything I know to do. Yeah, it was 500, it was 375. My light bill, 375. My water bill was $91. So I had someone to come and check. People probably know me because I call. When stuff don't look right, I make a phone call. And they come out and check. He said, you don't have no leak nowhere. So the next month, I didn't have no one to come out there and check my water. I don't have no one. And it was $69 that month. The next month, it went down to $39. This time it $29. And I still haven't had nobody come out and check no water. I don't know what's going on over here to make my water bill go like that without ever having one check my water. I don't understand that. But I don't want to be targeted.
Like, what's the facility charge on water outside the city?
For a residential, $18 a month.
Ma'am, $18 just out of meter there. And if you live out of the city, you're paying time and half for water. If your bill was $20, in town it'd be 30, and the same thing on sewage.
See, I'm in the city and the county. I'm just in a messed up area. When the people go get trash, they come right by my house to go get trash, and I had to take my trash off. So I'm in an area that I gotta pay every bill, every tax, everything. It's messed up. Help.
Well, if you'd leave, again, if you would leave your name and phone number with us, we will have somebody get in touch with you.
Okay,
And like I say, we'll see what we can do.
thank you.
Would you like to speak?
Well, no, I'm Beverly Powell, and I live in Lawrence. I live on Independence Avenue, and I came to be informed about what's going on in my city, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
These are my cousins.
Ma'am, do you change your filters regular in your furnace?
I do. Mm-hmm. I do. I go to Ace Hardware and buy mine.
How old is the furnace?
My furnace is 5 years old.
If you had it checked, make sure.
Uh-huh. When they have specials at Lowe's, $99, they come and check mine. I try to keep up the par.
All right, well, thank y'all for being here, and we will be in touch. All right, we don't have a financial report this evening because of the ongoing audit, but we do have checks over 1,000. If you'd like to look through those, you have any questions?
I like the second.
What's a cell phone so big, like $2,800.30?
That was some new phones,
Yeah. Because we switched from Verizon to FirstNet through AT&T, and I had the equipment charging on. We will be getting rebates back. We haven't received those yet.
How much a month we pay for a phone?
$39.
Charter advertises $29.99. I mean, you know, and I talked to a worker in Clinton. They only give one phone per truck. Everybody don't get a phone.
we don't give everybody a phone, just people that need one.
But if they on the same truck, it wouldn't one phone work.
We don't have two people in a truck with two phones, no, sir. Just one phone per truck.
Okay.
Same as Clinton.
Any other questions? We don't have to vote on this, so. No other questions? We'll move on to item number 5, the recommendation to adopt resolution 22-03. John?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution has to do with the sewer rehab project that I mentioned earlier. We are getting a $500,000 grant from the state of South Carolina. However, the total cost of the project is $952,000, and this resolution accepts the bid from Granite Inliner of Gastonia, North Carolina, bid of $952,726, and authorizes me to execute the contracts with that firm. They were the low bid, by the way.
Have any questions?
Explain part 2 and part 3, extra work.
Explain what now?
Is the extra work included in that $952?
Right.
How far did it go? I mean, where's the sewer line?
I don't remember specifically. Keith, you got any?
It's the one that goes down the river and up towards Fleming.
As I remember, it's about 7,000 feet of sewer line.
Is that putting that insert in it?
That's it's doing some insert and some replacing. Where it crosses under roads and things like that, it's usually a little bit easier to do the insert or bursting. But you know, if it's in open ground and we can replace it easier, that's what they'll do there. It's basically following Little River. I can't remember exactly where it starts and where it stops, but it's, you know, this was identified. We did a smoking project and a camera project where we evaluated, you know, the biggest problem areas that we've got, and as identified through that investigation, this was the area that was probably the worst as far as infiltration and possible leaks and that sort of thing. So that's why we targeted that particular area.
I know Lawrence County Water and Sewer, they got that sales tax. They got $2 million to build a water tank with. And I believe some of the county is giving them some more money to do another water tank or something. Clinton got road repairs and pipe replacement. We didn't get crap. City of Lawrence didn't get nothing, we didn't get nothing. That's why I voted against it.
I agree. I feel the same way.
Didn't they say all the money for us was supposed to be going to the courthouse?
Yep. And then they cut that in half, or more than half.
But I did bring that issue up with this next round of money, so hopefully that'll help some of these projects that we need desperately.
What I'm getting at, if our customers have to pay for it, you know, we have to go up, but they get it free, so it's a little different.
I agree.
All right, do I hear any other questions? I'd like to hear a motion, we accept resolution 22-03 presented.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. That would be unanimous.
Sheets from
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, item number 6, recommendation to adopt resolution 22-04. John?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, again, this is a resolution accepting a bid from WEG Transformers of Duluth, Georgia. They were the low bid for 2 large transformers. The total price, $1,283,134. This would be for the planned substation at the Hunter Industrial Park. Any questions regarding that?
You mentioned with the cake place out there closing down, we might not need that substation.
Well, I understand from the Lawrence County Development Corporation that there have been multiple companies interested in that building. One that was probably the most interested is a large name brand organization that looked at it and said that if they buy it, they'll probably double the size of it.
They'll be using a bakery type thing.
Right. In addition to that, in executive session, I can tell you there are several possible industries that may locate at Hunter Industrial Park. When Muffin Man left, that kind of threw a wrench into everything, but as you may know, these transformers, they're telling us 50 to 60 weeks to get them. So, you know, eventually we feel pretty certain that we will have to have these. With Muffin Man, we were about 90% capacity out there. If another industry comes into that building, you know, we're back up to 90, and you never want to push a substation up to 100%. You want to have plenty of reserve capacity, for example, on a really hot day and things like that. You want to make sure you've got, you don't want the thing melting down. So, yes, it is something that is expensive. However, as you may recall, we do plan to get some money from the county to help with the transformers. So, in the roughly $1 million is what we hope to get. So, which would basically pay for the transformers themselves. Now, there are other expenses associated with this substation, but that's the first item. Since there's such a long lead time, we wanted to go ahead and order that. And I can promise you, if something happens and we don't have to use it, we could definitely sell it and make every penny back because these things are very hard to come by.
Now that don't include installing, that just bring them.
That's delivering them on site. Yes, sir.
Any other questions? If not, do I hear a motion that we accept and approve recommendation 22-04 as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, raise right hand. That's going to be unanimous. number 7, service fees. John?
Okay, you should have in your packet there a page, I don't have mine, page 20 at the top there, service charges. In the highlighted field, well, I think I marked through the current charges, and what we are recommending is increasing those fees from $40 to $60 an hour for next day service. Same day would be 60 to 80, and then after hours would be 60 to 100. That is the fee we charge for going out and doing service work on location for people, such as turn-ons, turn-offs, anything like that.
John, how did you arise at these numbers? Did we compare ourselves to other people in the upstate, or?
I did not. I did talk to the folks at the Clinton Utilities, and theirs are in line with this. You know, the last time we changed this was 2013. And as you might expect, the cost of doing business has gone up significantly since 2013, almost 19 years ago. So, anyway.
Any discussion? Any questions?
Excuse me. I just want to, I got to go to work, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, yeah. Thank you for coming.
I'm gonna ask y'all to do something. When y'all get home, make sure y'all AC unit is turned on auto, the fan, and not on. Make sure it's always on auto, okay? Okay.
Do I hear a motion we adopt the new service charge fees?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. That's approved. Okay. Item number 8.
Okay, similarly, if you recall, back in last year, we implemented an underground service charge. This would be for a new home constructed, all new reconstruction. We do underground if at all possible. Overhead, there would be no expense associated with it. But if the customer wants it underground, last year, we said there would be a $300 charge. Now, this would be the customer or this would be the developer. One of the primary reasons for doing this, as you are well aware, there are many subdivisions planned for in and around Laurens. And looking at the cost of electrical components and the things that, for example, the transformers are doubling in cost. So we felt like to protect ourselves with all of this growth coming in, that we need to increase those fees from $350 to $500. After talking with Robbie, that's probably less than what the actual costs are for putting in underground service. But you know, we didn't want to be to a point where we're discouraging all of this growth, but we do want to make sure that we at least recover our costs whenever we do install new underground services for residents.
Is that just for new houses? What if somebody changes?
If they change, they would have to pay that also. If they have overhead,
$500.
If they have overhead, that would change as well.
Any other questions? If not, do I hear a motion that we accept the alteration to our underground electrical facilities charge?
So move.
All in favor, raise your right hand. That's unanimous. Okay. All right, item number 9, John.
Okay, Will Patterson brought this quote to me a while back, and this is for a diesel pump that we would like to purchase. It is actually a used pump that has been refurbished, and it is $78,000. Now, we would use this pump, if you recall, a couple of years back, we had a situation at the Lake Raven pump station where the pumps malfunctioned, flooded the pump station, and we had to get a pump in, I think it actually came from Charlotte, at great expense. Fortunately, we did not go without water, but if it had been much longer, the city would have been without water. So what Will would like to do, and I think this is an excellent plan, is to purchase this pump, maintain it at Lake Raven Station. We've got all the piping, all that would be required if we did have a major pump failure. And let me remind you, we've actually got 3 pumps at the Lake Raven pump station. We've got a large service, a medium, and a small service. Now, the small service, now that Lawrence County Water and Sewer is buying as much water from us, will carry the load. So we've got 3 pumps in the pump station. This would actually be, if for some reason all 3 of those pumps malfunctioned or there was some sort of catastrophic problem inside the pump station, this would be outside, and this would be something that could be connected within hours and has the capacity to pump water from Lake Raven to the water treatment plant, kind of like a standby generator on, that we have for the facilities around here. So it's something that we hope we never use, but for $78,000, it's pretty good insurance to have it and maintain it just in case we need it.
What kind of warranty does it have on it?
I believe he said they'll give us a year warranty, if I'm not mistaken. But it is a used, and I've seen pictures of it. I mean, it looks brand new, but it's a used pump. A brand new pump like that, if I remember what Will told me, would be a couple $100,000.
Any questions or any discussion?
This is a variance to the budget, so it does require it.
All right, I hear a motion for
So move.
purchasing this backup pump, which is probably a good thing for us to have.
I'll second it.
All in favor, raise your right hand. That would be unanimous. All right, that brings us to item number 10, executive session. I hear a motion we go into executive session, return to public session at the call of the chair.
Move. I don't anticipate anything out of executive session, y'all. So, if something does come up, I'll.
Thanks for the goodies.
Happy Valentine's.